What's up, guys? You join me from the very, very warm Manchester today, and we're banging out yet another Hyrox. So I'm just going to take you on the little adventure we get on today. Who knows if I'm going to survive? I like to think I will by this point, though. But yeah, hopefully a PB too. Let's do it. Normal, so it's definitely busier than I'd normally start, but we roll. This is how we do things here. We just get on with it. I definitely don't moan at all ever about anything, so here's to a day of not moaning about anything. Right, also, I'm not going to tell Ben this, but I've heard that he's going to do all the warbles for me because he's such a really nice gentleman. So, all that to look forward to too. Right, so you're probably expecting to see some Hyrox footage now, and that is to come. But I basically forgot to vlog absolutely everything that happened in the day after Hyrox. So there would have been no context at all, and it would have made for a really, really shit video. So I'm just going to talk over it as editor Daniel afterwards, a few days later, and I'm just going to give you some context as it happens, and then explain how I think the best way to approach Hyrox doubles is if you're a very evenly matched pair, such as me and Ben. So it all started pretty well. We hit the first run at the exact pace we wanted. We didn't sprint off like most people do. And we definitely climbed through the heats later. So that went really well. It's a similar story on the ski as well, because we always try and go, let's say 90% on the ski instead of 100, just so we can leave that little bit in the tank, so we don't gas ourselves out, because the sled push and pull are probably a weakness for both of us, and it's the two elements we find hardest. So I found the sled push a little harder than I was expecting to today, and Ben definitely didn't. So he moved it a little bit better than me, so we ended up doing a little bit more. We're trying to split it up into half lengths so we could just keep the heart rate down by not pushing the sled for too long at one go. Which is a tactic that I thought really helped, because going on to the run, it may look like I'm literally dying, but I felt way better than normally would after the sled push. The sled pull, for anyone that knows me, is my worst exercise by a country mile usually. It's something I tend to struggle with. It did not feel anywhere near as bad as it has done previously today. It's the best it's ever felt, which was good, and it probably contributed to the end result we had. Ben has also struggled with the sled pull when we did Olympia last time, so we both felt way better on this time, and it moved real nice. So it was good to see the sled moving as it did, which was perfect. And then we got that done in pretty decent time, and then we were basically onto our burpees, which, as you can see, I started really fast on, and well, very quickly the fatigue set in. I was quite tired going into them, having finished the sled pull into the run. And then, as you can see, just very quickly, my burpees got a bit slower and slower. But we did sustain a good pace still, and managed to get through these, I think, in just under 3 minutes, which is a really good time for us in the burpees. So this is usually a strength for us, because obviously we're slightly slimmer builds, so we don't have as much weight to carry on this. The row has always been like the ski for me, where you just go slightly under how hard you can really row, just to give yourself that time to sort of get your heart rate back, because the last part of this race is really intense. And the farmer's carry as well, it needs to be done quite quick. So as you can see, we just pick these up and really go and almost try and run with them. Which, when you're tired, is hard, but I think in doubles, it's just take them and go as far as you can, as fast as you can with them, and drop them, and your partner can pick up so easily. So with the farmer's carry, I really think it's not worth messing about too much. It's literally just carry them, drop them, next person picks them up. As you can see, we dropped and picked him up straight away. We only lost 1 or 2 seconds there. So it's just a tactic worth using for future Hyroxes for you, for sure. And then following the farmer's carry, I don't know why, I just started to really, really struggle on the run. So that was our slowest run after the farmer's carry. Hence why on the lunges, as you can see, Ben took a little bit more of the lunges than me. So I had to swallow my pride and let Ben take about 60% of the lunges. My girlfriend has kindly decided to video this, so it makes it look like I did no lunges whatsoever. So that's really kind of her. But I did do some lunges, I promise. But the only footage I've got here is of Ben doing them and smashing them out towards the end. I was sort of lurking in case he wanted to give me the bag for the last few meters, but I knew he wasn't going to. But, Just had to show I was willing and all that. And then obviously it just leaves us on the wall balls, which again went really well. I think in doubles, wall balls is completely different to singles. I really struggle with the wall balls when I'm doing the singles. But in doubles, I really don't find it that bad at all. So we both managed to get some good rhythms going. As you can see here, the judges are enjoying the show from Ben. And my wall balls as well. Once I adjusted the first couple of reps, got a really good rhythm. I usually have this thing where I just miss the target, or I get the height and I miss the target. But I didn't really do that at all today. So I just managed to get a really good rhythm going on. And then before you know it, we smashed through these pretty quick. I knew we were close to our old time, which was a 109 from Olympia. So I knew we were close to that. So I did really push it on these. And then we luckily managed to finish after I tried to do an extra one for some reason. After giving Ben a little nudge, we finished. We got a PB. We got a 107.33, which I'm really happy with, to be fair, because I didn't feel the best at the start of the year. So I was wondering what sort of shape I'd be in this event. But luckily, Ben was there to fill in the gaps where on a couple of occasions I just felt a little bit like I was beginning to decline a little bit. So overall, I'm really gassed of how that went, to be fair. I think for Hyrox, if you have someone who's similar for you in terms of the ability, so me and Ben are both probably better at the running side of things. So both our strengths and weaknesses sort of align. Obviously, a strategy is still important, but it is really important to play it by ear, because we did change our strategy on the day. For the first few events, we stuck as we were going to, where I went in second on doing the exercises. So I'd be finishing onto the run, because I'm maybe slightly quicker on the run if there is any difference between us. But as it went on, I just needed that little bit of extra rest. Then I started taking things up first, and then Ben started finishing the stations. And on the lunges, Ben started, I did the middle, and then finished, which is what we call a sandwich technique. So when you do that, it's usually better when you have someone who's better at running do the first and last bits of work, and then someone does the middle who's maybe not quite as good at the run. So you do have to adapt, but I think if you have two people that are evenly matched, it's really easy to adapt on the fly. It's just about communication, and I think communication is what got us the PB. Because I realised after about halfway that swallowing my pride, especially as Ben's personal trainer as well, I would have to let him do a little bit more because it would make us faster overall. And today we were going for a PB, so that was what the aim was. And as you can see, it ended up pretty well. No vlogging was done afterwards, as I briefly mentioned earlier, mostly because I logistically messed up a little bit in Manchester. So we ended up rushing around Manchester a fair bit to get to the certain things needed to do. And then we also ended up on the wrong train. And after some delays, we did rectify it. So I was a little bit stressed the rest of the day, which is ironic because Hyrox is usually the stress for me. But the stress was the rest of the day on this occasion. But yeah, so we're really happy with the PB. If you have any questions about Hyrox or thinking about doing it, feel free to shoot a comment below and I'll answer you as best I can. I'm doing May in Olympia, which at the moment, I'm going to have a couple of weeks doing a bit more strength work and chilling before I get back on the Hyrox grind, because I'm mentally and physically exhausted from that one. But if you want to see more Hyrox content, obviously drop a like and a subscribe as well. And I'll see you in the next one.